I'm familiar with everything you went over except one thing, and that was the physician private time with the patient. Does it say when that has to occur?
There is the oral request, which is when I was envisioning it. Do we say specifically that it's then? Yeah. We do. Okay. It is at that point where he makes the patient makes an oral request, that part of that is that if the person is not there alone, that the room would be cleared except for the patient and the doctor, so that there could be a private conversation.
Oh,
and
then it's at the time of death.
No, this is at the time of requesting.
Okay.
Requesting.
Okay.
Okay, this is at the front end of the process, not the back end.
That's fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't the back end.
Okay.
Well, just very, very quickly, I sponsored this bill in the Senate. I've had a lot of experience with people I've talked to that requested this, that people that wished it had existed, and some personal ones within my own family. I know that it can be controversial, but I think it's a private thing, and I do tell a lot of people that don't like it, then don't do it. I think it's a personal choice. I think Jerry Brown summed it up in a very short paragraph very well when he signed the bill, and he expressed my own feeling. I don't know if I'd ever do it or not. I would just like the option. I hope I don't need it, but I would like to know that if I reach that point and am in that kind of pain or whatever, that I would have the option to do it. There are a lot of polls on this, all favorable, but very frankly, I don't vote on things based on polls. I support something that I think is right, and it's a personal choice, and I think people should have that personal choice. I think government too much interferes in that type of thing. On a lot of issues, I hear people talking about keeping government out of everything except the bedroom and the womb on a lot of women's issues, and in the bedroom in another sense on this issue. Again, I believe it's a personal choice. I've heard from various religious groups, and I just have to speak up on a couple. We had a rabbi here that made the statement that every Jew supported this. And I have a rabbi and a lot of Jewish friends, and one including my wife, who very strongly support it. I know a lot of Jews that support this, so I always cringe at statements when someone stands up and tries to speak for everyone, and that happens frequently. I've often joked that I've been elected many times in the last 46 years, and the only two people I ever knew that I spoke for was myself and my mother, and I wasn't always sure of my mother. So I speak for myself, and I think that's all that any of us can really do. And I am speaking for myself on this in terms of a personal right. I respect other people's religions, but when we took office, quote a friend of mine, we put our hand on the Bible and swore to uphold the Constitution. We did not put our hand on the Constitution and swear to uphold someone else's definition of what the Bible says. There are a lot of interpretations of what it says, and that's fine, and I respect all those, and each one should believe what they believe. But I come back to this being a very personal and very emotional choice that each individual ought to have the right to make. And it's a choice that is informally being made a lot already. I know many, many cases, including, again, one in my own family, where the doctor said, I think what I should do is just give enough morphine to keep him out of pain and let it take its course. And that's how my mother went. And my mother would have loved to have had this option. So I've talked to more people than I can name. Again, I think it's the right thing, and I also think that the majority of people, and very frankly, the majority of people from both parties and most religions support having this option. And I think it's something we should give to each individual to make their own personal choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Turn your mic on, please.
I've tried to keep an open mind through these two meetings that we've had. I did not like the original bill at all. I was opposed to the original bill.